Hi, this is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. And welcome to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and tonight I've got Dave Batt in the house.
I am.
You are in the house.
I'm in the house.
And we're going to do the food and wine pairing, which is really cool.
Cool.
And it smells really good. It smells good in here, huh?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you order in?
I did order in. We have smell-o-vision, so people can,
All right.
if you get really close to your computer screen,
There's a button right over here. You see it?
Yeah.
Just
Right?
click
You
that,
get really
click that,
close.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And just start to smell. You go like that. You know, when I was a kid, growing up in Rochester, New York, when I was a little lad, I had a transistor radio, you know, the with the tubes. It had tubes in it. It was
Those are the ones you turn on. You have to wait a while before it warms up.
It had to warm up,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm listening to the AM radio, and the DJ is on there, and they go, "Hey, we just came up with a new thing. It's smell-o radio,
Okay.
and you're going to be able to smell what we're cooking. Get your nose really close down by the speaker, and you're going to." So here I am, and I am, and I think I can smell it.
Right.
But it was the tubes.
Tubes just burning up. Yeah.
And I remember putting my nose down, and you could hear them taking calls from people, and they're going, "Yeah, I can smell it. It's really great." That was.
Well, we have that now.
Yeah. So we have
Isn't
Sella. Yeah. Now it's TV. So smell your screen, get real close, and you'll. Yeah. So tonight we're going to taste 4 wines. We're going to taste Deering's Grenache Blanc,
Okay.
2012 from Santa Barbara.
Uh-huh.
And that's paired up with a gourmet brie grilled cheese.
Okay.
And then we're going to pair up T.R. Elliott's 2012 Chardonnay.
Right.
And that's paired up with a gourmet tuna salad.
Got it.
And then we're going to have the Hawaiian,
Uh-huh.
which is Canadian bacon, pineapple, Jack and cheddar cheese. And that's paired up with Amorosa Bella's 2010 Pinot Noir.
Perfect.
And then the tail of the tape. As I've told people in the past, I am not a blue cheese guy. I'm just not. There's certain things. I was traumatized as a child with blue cheese, and I won't get into that because it brings me back bad memories. But I'm not going to give you that story of what happened, but
Somewhere on one of our shows you explain that. You'll just have to find it in the archive.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway,
We have blue Hawaii.
No.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Then blue.
And then blue.
Okay.
And that's paired up with the Cabernet Franc from Super Sonoma.
Okay.
And here's how I really knew that it was a good pairing. And you helped us with the pairing. We did a little experiment and played with that stuff. If you drink the wine and then you take a bite of that blue cheese, normally the blue cheese is so overpowering,
Right.
my mouth doesn't accept it properly. But because the Cab Franc was such a big wine,
Uh-huh.
it really balanced out, and I was able to actually enjoy it. So now I have the answer, and this is what I want you guys at home to do. When you're going out to a dinner party or an event, and they've got cheese and wine out, I want you to try to pair up the proper wine. Don't have Brie's a perfect example. put a red wine with the brie. That's never going to work. It's just not going to work. You need something like a Grenache Blanc. You need something that is going to complement that.
Right. And the Grenache Blanc, as I recall, really steps forward and works really well with that one.
It just does just a super job. So
now these are all stop in any time. These sandwiches are available for real. This is not some special fare for tonight.
no, we do that here in the tasting room. We have them as full-size sandwiches. Now tonight we're going to have what I would call an appetizer size.
Okay.
If you want to come in and do a special food and wine pairing with all 4 of those, you can do that. It pairs up with all 4 wines. You have an appetizer size grilled cheese for each one.
You do serve it that way.
Yeah, yeah. So the way that we're going to get it tonight is the way you would in the normal food and wine pairing. And in fact, I hear the cling of plates. We're being saved. Our food is here.
It's arrived.
It has arrived. It has
Very
arrived.
nice.
So we have, thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we've got, and this is pretty much how they come when we do the food and wine pairing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in order. I believe that's the brie. So I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to switch this around just a little bit. I'm going to do that. Put that at the end.
I guess I should be doing the same thing.
You should do the same thing. So it should be brie, tuna, Hawaiian, and finish with the blue cheese.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you guys that are at home, if you take a look, this is kind of the way that would look. If you want to do this recipe at home, it's like super simple. There's a fly that's trying to get in on the action, and we have that because it's freaking hot again. It was hot
summer
today,
again
man.
out here.
It's summer. It was like 85 degrees.
85 degrees today.
Right?
And tomorrow even hotter.
I love that. It's my day off.
There you go. And you didn't want fall to come anyway, so this works.
Well, what's interesting, and people at home, you guys can. It's going down in the 40s at night. We're talking about a 40 degree flip in temperature,
Yep.
man. That is dramatic. I went and got the paper this morning, and I was not happy. I was not dressed for that. Yeah.
By afternoon, you were good.
Oh, man. By 10 o'clock, I was good. Anyway, so when you do the food and wine pairing, they kind of come like this. And when you're making these at home, it's really a simple thing to do. Here's what you do. You butter each side of the bread, not all top and bottom, the tops. Okay? So you got a two pieces of bread. You butter that. You put oregano and parsley on. Then you flip one over, and then you add the cheese that you're doing, depending on which one you're doing. Take the top of that one, put it on top. If you've got like a George Foreman, which is what I have, I just close the lid on that sucker. 5 minutes. As soon as the cheese is melted,
That's your sign when you see it melted.
yeah, you'll hear it.
Right.
Because it'll start to ooze out the side. That's what it did here. And then it's ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah. So real simple. Karina, you know what we don't have? We don't have glasses. That is a major league. Let's put 4 of them out because we'll take bites and then we'll go back to them. The fun thing about doing the food and wine pairing is you take a little bite of it and then you can move on because your wine's going to change a little bit as it sits, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So say hi to Karina. Very good. And one more. Thank you. All right. So now we're set. Labels out,
Exactly.
man. Say hi, everybody. Hello. They do. All right. So we're going to start here with the brie. You want to buy good ingredients. You don't have to go crazy. You know, we do a Jack and Cheddar, which is just, that's it's shredded cheese. But when you buy the brie, buy a decent brie. I mean, and you can go to the big box stores and get that. You don't have to, you don't.
You don't have to go to that small cheese shop thing.
No, you don't have to do that.
Fancy,
that fancy food.
$29 a pound kind of.
No, you don't. But you can get good imported brie, and I think that's helpful. And the same with the blue cheese. You can cheat.
Does the creaminess make a difference? They have different levels of creaminess.
You mean in the brie or
in
in
the brie?
Well, what you really don't want it to be overly creamy because you're going to melt it. It's going to spill out. You want it to kind of grab onto the bread a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So first we've got Grenache Blanc. So let me pour some of that for you, Dave. This wine was interesting because it aged partly in oak, which is unusual for this kind of a varietal. I need a little more because I need to have more. Important. Yeah. So they put it in neutral barrels. So tell everybody what does that really do for the wine when you do that for a white wine? It typically would be in stainless steel.
No, everybody thinks about, well, if it's barrel aged, there's going to be a lot of barrel flavor. But what you do is, having used a barrel over maybe 3 seasons, you end up with very little extraction from the barrel, from the insides of the barrel where they toast it. That does not affect the wine any longer because it's kind of depleted at that point. There's things they can do to barrels to turn around and re-toast them, and various things they can do. But when they call it a neutral barrel, that means it's done doing the oaky thing. Now it's beginning to affect the texture. In a barrel, as you put the wine in a barrel and let it sit in a barrel, it tends to allow it to breathe a little bit, and you end up with a lot more of a creamy kind of texture in the wine than you would otherwise have, but not any oak influence that you can detect.
Yeah, you don't really notice the oak, but you do notice that roundness in your mouth.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why it works so well with the brie. So when you're doing the food pairing, the first thing you want to do is you want to, swirl the wine in the glass like normal. You're trying to get your mind around the aromas that you're gonna work with, and then you want to taste a little bit of it, and then take a bite of the cheese.
Synchronized wine tasting here.
So you're going to take a little bite of the brie, and then while you still have a little bit of that cheese in your mouth, then go back and take a sip of the wine. And wow, right? Come on, that is dead on.
Yeah, they both work together. The wine is better for it. The cheese is better for it.
Oh yeah, and then the flavors that you're getting off of the. Thank you. You can keep that one in the fridge. Thank you. The flavors you're getting from the parsley and oregano on the bread and that butter, that really helps, and that adds a little creaminess too and a little more flavor. Yeah, I think that's dandy.
Now we've tried this with other white wines too, right? We have.
Yeah, remember when we were originally doing this, we had several white wines, but as soon as we hit this, we went, oh,
that's it. Yeah.
Boy,
I think we both
pull the cork out and go, ooh yeah, because that's working just fine. Yeah, that's magnificent.
Yeah, Grenache Blanc has enough character; it steps forward a lot and interacts with the cheese. Some of the lighter Chardonnays we tried didn't quite play that well together with the brie. So.
Yeah.
Not that the Chardonnay you have won't be great with it. It's just that we find a distinctive difference between this varietal versus the other varietals.
Yeah, I would think that you probably wouldn't go overly oaky, buttery. I think it might overpower that a bit, but you can play around with it a little bit. And again, if you're doing a dinner party with some friends, these are great little appetizers.
Oh, sure.
So you start out with, like, we started out with full size, a good loaf size, and then you just slice them in quarters this way and then quarters that way. And then you've got a nice tray of appetizers. And what you can do, if you just put them in a chafing dish, And or if you have a warmer dish, I have these. We have one upstairs that has a little warmer, electric warmer, and there's trays in there. And you can just lay those in there, and they'll stay nice and warm, and the cheese will stay moist and you know and soft, and you'll be rocking. You can use it in your dinner party, no sweat.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm digging that.
I like
so
that.
I'm going to leave a little bit because I want to come back and see how these go. All right. So our next wine is T.R. Elliott. This is their 2012 Chardonnay, all Russian River fruit, a single vineyard wine. This aged in French oak about 12 months. I think about a third of that's new oak. He made 11 barrels, so we're not talking about a whole lot of wine. And, ooh, nice nose. And it's paired up with the tuna salad. And it's basically just, you're making a tuna like you're going to do a tuna sandwich. That's how you do that. And then it's got Jack and cheddar shredded cheese in it.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah, Jack and cheddar. So let me take a little bite. When somebody gets a chance, if we could get 2 napkins, that would be awesome. I'm going to make a mess. That's yummy.
Yep. That's playing real well, too.
God, that is so good. You guys at home, get closer to the screen. You'll be able to smell it. Trust me. I need a laugh track so we could have a laugh track. That would be pretty funny. A laugh track. I love it. Boy, that pairs up nice, too. That is pretty. It works excellent. Tad, you did a great job on this wine. And again, if you had gone too oaky, buttery, I don't think that would have complemented it, right?
I think you're right. I mean, I expected at first to find that because you're grilling these, you're going to get something that oak can work with.
Uh-huh.
But unless you actually burn these, I suspect that that's not going to happen. And we found that you don't need oak at all in these to really play well with either one of these so far.
Yeah, you could definitely bounce it around. And you could take for the brie, I think you could probably do a non-Australian style Sauvignon Blanc. So it's not overly grassy. It's not quite a grassy Sauvignon Blanc. That might work really well.
That might, yeah.
Yeah, that could work. And the dry Moscato with La Serena, that might work too.
I have a feeling if you're looking at South America, and if you look at the Argentinian wine, and look at their white wine called Torrantes. Torrantes is similar to Sauvignon Blanc. Really interesting nose on that, and I think that would play real well with the brie as well.
Okay.
Somebody try that and let us know how it works.
And speaking of La Serena, if you guys ever tune in to any show that we've ever done, next week I've got Heidi Barrett in the house. I got Heidi Barrett in the house, and we're going to taste some killer wines. I mean killer. This is one show you do not want. It's the best show ever because Dave and I don't have to do anything. We just ask her one question and the whole thing will just go buck wild.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Keep drinking that wine.
Crazy. You got a question? Go right ahead.
I actually have 2 questions. And
All right.
in regards to the grilled cheese pairings. So the first is, what are the keys to a good wine and cheese pairing?
Say that again?
What are the keys to a good wine and cheese pairing? What flavors are you looking for? That's the first question.
Okay, let me answer that. What you're just looking for it to complement and not override or overpower or underpower the cheese. You want them to complement it. So in your mouth, you're going, wow, that tastes and feels right. You'll know right away. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. So if you've got the cheese dish, then experiment when you got some friends over and pull out a couple white wines and see which one really feels like it. And you'll know. I mean, it pops. And I think that's the key. What's your second?
The second one is, how did you arrive at these pairings that you've done so far? Is it personal favorites, or are they really complementary to those specific
Well,
wines?
the Brie company that we buy for the tasting room for the cheese, they pay me to do this, which is really really fun. I like that.
And I get a commission off of his.
Yeah. So a big one. Yeah. Well, you get half. Of, yeah.
That's all.
That's it. So how did we come up with?
I think, of course, the question is, you've chosen these for this tasting. Did you choose these? I'm going to ask you this. Did you choose these because you knew they were going to be paired up with wine, or was this something that was made a great menu by itself, and now let's find the wine that pairs
Yeah,
up?
the best way to do it is exactly that way, is to find the cheese that you want to work with, and then experiment with the wine that you think is naturally going to work best with it. And we're giving you some clues because, Brie's a cheese that you're not going to put a Pinot against, or you're not going to put a Cab Franc or a Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon. You're not going to do that. It's not going to pair well at all. We'll help you with that.
Tried that actually. So
Yeah.
So that was actually tested, at least in the room here.
Yeah.
That didn't really help either one of them. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to definitely start with your cheeses, and then pick the wines individually. Do them one till you nail it, and then do the next one till you nail it. I think that's the best.
I think part of the fun of what you can do at home, and what we did here, was it's okay to try it and have it not work, because then you learn what is going to work. You also learn what isn't going to work. You begin to understand the whole concept of pairing anyway, or you find two you like, but one a little more. Is that because you like the wine more to start with all by itself, or do you like that particular cheese more? In the case of you with the blue cheese,
Yeah.
in fact, it took it from a very negative place to, I think I lost my microphone here, to a very negative place, to something you could actually tolerate. I think how you worded it at first.
Yeah, well, it is, and then I go to a lot of hospitality events, as you do, in the industry, and they'll have all kinds of array of things out for us to eat and drink, and the cool thing was when I get cornered where I don't want to pretend that I'm too snobby, or I just
Right.
not sophisticated enough. I want to kind of pretend I'm cool. And I get
You
cornered.
don't have to pretend, Scott. You are cool.
Oh, I am. I know I'm cool, right? Yeah, of course.
Come on.
Then what I can do is I can go, ooh, there's some blue cheese. I'm okay. Somebody, like if the host goes, oh, here, try my world-class blue cheese that I love a lot, and I'm like, I can look right away for something like a Cab Franc, and I can make that pairing work, and I'm okay. And that's what you want to learn, especially you red wine drinkers. I'm a red wine drinker. Those guys don't move into the white wines,
Right,
and I think
yeah.
you're making a mistake. And if this is what you're dealing with is Brie, you got to go with a white wine and be smart about that.
I agree.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
that. Okay, now I'm going to do something that's really, I'm going to bust on a football team. I've got a great slide that I'm going to show you. Earlier on Sunday, in fact, I don't know, were you here when that happened? Were you here watching the Patriots game with us?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Well, this weekend
clip
on
you have.
Sunday, the Patriots played the Colts. And the Colts were on their own 30-yard line, and they were going to punt because it was time to punt. And they lined up for the punt, and then everybody but two guys shifted all the way down, leaving the center and a guy behind the center. And it was some kind of a trick play. And the Patriots went, what are you? You're out of your freaking mind. There's no way. We're going to just stay right here. You can't get through six of us. And they hiked the ball, and they got tackled behind the line and lost possession of the ball. And that was the bonehead play of the century, without a doubt. And so our son, Andrew, who is actually a comedian, but he doesn't work in the comedian circuit, but he's actually pretty funny. And he always sends me cool things that are really funny. And he sent me this picture of the Colts on their new play that they're going to do, which is really cool. And so put up the new play that the Colts are going to do next week, the trick play. And there you go. It's a picture of the Three Stooges, and they're kicking the ball off his head.
I think that works.
It's hilarious. I gotta love it. So good job for the New England Patriots, who won again decisively against the Colts, and you deserve to lose for that stupid play. I don't even know what the heck it was, but the Three Stooges could have done better than that. So anyway,
Nice.
I thought I'd entertain you with that. I have another thing that I'll throw up later too for all you Americans out there. And what I'll do is I'll have Karina read it, because we can't see it when it comes up, but it's a neat sign that my son, the comedian, sent. But it's right on. It tells me the story of.
All right.
Are we okay with that?
Coming up.
We got that coming up. So
That's coming
hang
up.
on.
Stay tuned.
All
We got
right.
that coming up.
Okay. All right. Next is Amorosa Bella. Full disclosure, just so that you guys know, my wife and I now officially own this brand. We don't feature it ahead of anybody else. We treat it just like any other wine. It's worthy and it's right. But I just, as a disclosure, I want you to know that. Yeah, we do.
Available at finer wine stores, Cellars of Sonoma. Brought to you by Cellars of Sonoma.
That's right. It's here, and the smart
You owe me
people.
$5 now.
I thought it was $8.
Oh.
Because you were on a lot, and you did. That was extra
Good point,
stuff.
because a hand model alone would be worth the 4.
Right. That's what I was thinking. So anyway, but I just wanted you to know that this is Amorosa Bella. This is their Pinot Noir 2010. Beautiful Russian River fruit. And so this is paired up with a cool part of this meal, which is what we call the Hawaiian. And we do that because it's Canadian bacon, pineapple, and then it's got jack and cheddar cheese in it.
Wow.
And so I'll pour you a little extra because I own the brand, so I don't care.
You know the owner.
I know the owner really well.
All right.
First of all, that's a really great Pinot Noir. I mean, it really is. Not just because it's mine, but, and yes, my wines will be on every menu. No, it won't. I'm just kidding. But all that beautiful Russian River mushroom, it's got it all.
This is 2010.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to taste it with the Hawaiian.
Why don't you call it Canadian?
I could,
You could.
but the person I stole the recipe from
You didn't
called
think
it
to
Hawaiian.
change it.
Yeah. And it seemed right, because when I order a Hawaiian, pizza, it's Canadian bacon and pineapple, right? So all right.
Just
So
checking.
So again, now we're pairing this up with a red wine, mainly because of the Canadian bacon, but really the pineapple adds a flavor in there too. Oh yeah,
Working real well.
right. So nothing is overpowering each other, and that's really the key. You don't have one overpowering the other one. They really complement each other. Boy, that's really good. I'm really hungry. So that's another one you can keep in the warmer, and that would be really cool. And speaking of cool, I got two cool things to tell you about. One is an event coming up that's all about food and wine. And now the Wine Road has to pay me money. You know that? They got to pay me money for this. I don't do this for free.
Well, you called them too cool.
I did.
Yeah.
It's way too cool. This is the Food and Wine Affair coming up November 7th and 8th. Yeah. 7th and 8th, Saturday and Sunday. Um, this is all about food and food
Wine.
pairings.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that great? The tie-in? Is that
I
crazy?
think it is.
That's incredible.
So I guess what I get from that is you stole this idea from them.
No,
Oh,
they stole it from me.
all right, because you did it first.
I
Technically.
kind of yeah. So it's a great event. It involves about 100 wineries, and they the cool thing
How many
is
people?
how many people what?
How many people ride up and down the road?
Oh, several thousand. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, yeah. We have about 60 that are checking in here on Saturday ourselves. So 60.
So 100 wineries, 20.
That's a lot.
20 people per winery.
That's a lot. That's a bunch.
Well, that's a lot of glasses of wine they're pouring.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
they carry their wine glasses with them.
Yeah. What you do for your ticket price of $70 American, you get a glass and a wristband, and then online you get the recipes from each of the wineries that have created a dish to go with the wine that they're pouring that day in the event.
So you collect that as you taste, or do they have a cookbook type of thing? Or?
No, it's online. It's a cookbook thing they have online. You can
Cool.
print out and have all the recipes. So you have all the recipes from each of the wineries. We're the only one that's doing 4 grilled cheese, gourmet grilled cheese food pairings. We're the only one. But we're special because
A lot
we
of people
can.
start here, right?
That's right. They do. So it's a great event. Man, if the weather stays like this, you're really going to love me. It's going to be like crazy. It could very well be nice. I mean, it's possible. And but amazing food. I mean, amazing, and amazing wines, and a neat time up and down. You get to go to Russian River, Dry Creek, Alexander Valley, Chalk Hill is in there. Sonoma Valley is Sonoma Valley? Oh, I can't remember. It's not in.
No, we're not sure.
I can't remember. I get so confused. Here we go. Alexander Valley, Dry Creek, Russian River, valleys of Sonoma County. Those are the ones that you're seeing. Although you'll go over to Chalk Hill Winery and Roth, and that's actually in the Chalk Hill appellation. I'm just being politically correct.
And that's part of the Russian
For
River.
the first time ever, politically correct. But I'm going to fix it later. I won't be politically correct later.
He'll be editing this later.
That's right. But that's a great event, and you really want to go to that. Now, the local people, and I don't have a slide for this. I wish I had one, but I forgot. But I didn't want to forget. We have a special guest coming on this Sunday. Bethany Hamilton is a professional surfer who, at a young age, while she was surfing, a shark attacked her and she lost her arm, her left arm. Ever since then, they've actually done a movie about that experience, and now she is on tour, and she is on tour doing speaking engagements all over the country. She's still a surfer and a world-class surfer. She's married, and I don't know if she has kids yet, but anyway, I'll meet her on Sunday, and I'll get the answer to that. But she's just a super gal, and I go to this rock and roll church, and I call it a rock and roll church because it has rock and roll. But
I thought maybe because it was an earthquake wine country.
No. But it's super cool.
Yeah.
And very entertaining. But you get a good message. Well, she's coming to the 9:30 and the 11:15 service, and giving the talk to the group. There's 500 people at each of the and 500 people plus they put up. You know those big tents that they have at events? Mm-hmm. They've got one that's like, it's got to be 18 by 30. It's big.
Yeah.
It's one of those big ones. And they're going to have 4 or 5 screens out there for the overflow. So there's probably going to be 600 people over there. But anyway, after that event is going to be a meet and greet. and it's going to be here.
Nice.
And we're probably going to have 100 people here that are going to be able to meet her and take pictures and after the service. And that's on Sunday. I don't know if you can still get tickets, but here's the deal. Just call the church. It's New Vintage, like wine, New Vintage wine. Get it? Okay. Mm-hmm. And just tell them you want to go to the meet and greet. And if they can get you tickets, then you should do that. And that's majorly cool. But apparently, I didn't know a whole lot about her. But when I'm learning, she's like a rock star. Oh, my gosh. It is unbelievable. They sold out. They had surfboards that she signed that were like $500 a piece, gone, like butter. Like, see,
wow.
Yeah, she's a little rock star. Anyway, so we're doing that on Sunday, and then we'll be open a little bit early on Sunday because that event starts. I think she's here at around noon or 12:15 till like 1 o'clock, and then she's in the East Bay and doing another speech and all that. But we're going to stay open, and we'll have the football games on and fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah, maybe I'll cook some.
Totally unique.
Maybe I'll cook some hot dogs or something. We'll do something really fun, but we'll be open, unusually open a little bit early on Sunday, but that's because of Bethany visiting, and that's really cool. And I'll show pictures of that next week when we're with Heidi Barrett, because that's way, way cool. All right. So let's go to Scott's favorite. Well,
Scott's new favorite. Scott's.
All right. Now, I'm going to pour
Scott's
this. While I'm pouring this, this weekend we've got live music here in the tasting room. On Thursday, we've got Ricky Allen Ray. And you guys that live in other parts of the country that are tuned in tonight, when we have these live music, it's every Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 Pacific time. If you want to see what's going on and listen to it at home, you can go to our website, click on Live Music Tonight, and boom, the video, just like you're watching now,
right.
It'll be there. If you hook up like a little boom box, like you know those wireless, I have a wireless Bose little speaker thing, and it hooks up to my phone and hooks up to the computer. We recorded it a pretty good, it's pretty
good,
solid.
huh?
Yeah, it sounds really good. And you can just be outside with your friends and have a live concert, and it's right
I like
there.
it. I like
and it's from here. I mean, who does that? Nobody.
Well,
No one in the world does.
does.
I'm the only one in the world.
does that.
I swear to you, I'm the only one in the world that does that. So that's on Thursday, Ricky Allen Ray. And then on Friday, we've got John Pita. John Pita in the house. John rocked out big time this last week. Oh, my gosh. He had the, anyway, I'll tell you off camera. It was really funny.
oh, all right. Here we go. And
it was
they can-
hilarious.
They
It was
can
really
text
funny.
me or send an email. I'll finish the story for you.
Yeah, you'll have to make up something. But anyway, John Pita in the house on Friday night. And then Saturday is Craig Corona. And I'm just telling you guys, if you like the 70s and you like Creedence, if you like John Denver, what the hell happened? What the face she just made over there? That was kind of weird. Oh, well, yeah, but you didn't coat your mouth with the wine. See, you did this wrong. You didn't pay attention. You jumped the gun, and God's paying you for not doing it the way I'm going to tell you.
Listen to Scott on that one.
So if you like the 70s, Craig Corona is your guy. And he has a fabulous voice. I mean, he really does.
And by the way, I'm supposed to say at this point that all live music here at Cellars of Sonoma is brought to you by Amorosa Bella, the sparkling wine that is literally liquid music. Now back to our program.
Oh, my gosh, I love that part. It's so good. All right. Okay. Is it time for another commercial?
Liquid music.
All right. You guys want to see me, freak out? You guys are waiting for this. Those of you that have seen me do this tasting before, Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, you ready? Are you guys ready for the, okay. Now,
Drum roll.
because I'm not a big blue cheese dude, I've got to coat my mouth really well before I take a bite of the blue cheese, which is not what Janet did over here. She bit into the blue cheese and then went, I can't stand anything, I'm going to die. You don't have to. If the weenie of the year, which is me, can get through this, then you're okay. Just trust me. I'm just telling you, because I'll tell you if I can't deal with it. But now, when you do this, the blue cheese melts really nice, and it presents itself really well, which is cool. All right, so here for my, I hate blue cheese, people. Here's what you do. I took a full mouthful of the wine. Now I'm going to do it one more time to really coat it. And here I go. Watch.
This is easier.
And then while you have a little bit of the blue cheese still in your mouth, then
Gulp some more. Oh, that quick.
ooh yeah,
There you go.
and it didn't kill me. Now, I have to say, I am not going to go to the store and buy a bunch of blue cheese.
Although that's what he does every week.
I do, for all you guys.
Just saying. You got this kind of love-hate thing going on with
Yeah.
blue cheese. I know you do.
No, I just want to be able to go to play it. Because I do. I go to these events. I'm not kidding you. And they'll put this stuff out, and I can see the host, and the host is going, you're going to love this stuff. And they're trying to push me into taking a bite of it, damn blue cheese, and I'm freaking out. Because my hands are starting to shake. I don't know what to do. And I don't want to, like, tick them off, and I don't want to go and then go, where's the restroom? And then run away and go to the, I don't want to do that. I want to take it and go, oh, that was really, well, this is gonna fix it big time.
And then you win an Academy Award for acting.
Oh, sure. Well,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, it's the only way I can count, but it does counterbalance that, don't you think?
I think it does great.
I mean, you like blue cheese.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
No.
That means I have to, according to your system, I have to drink more wine when I have my blue cheese.
Well, if you're going to be like me, but if you're a
I don't mind
blue
drinking
cheese
more
weenie
wine.
like me, then you have to really coat the heck out of your mouth, and then double slam it, because that's really good wine, by the way.
It is really good
It's
wine.
really good
We're talking about the food more than the
Yeah.
wine here, but
Yeah,
it's playing really well.
that's Super Sonoma, and that's their 2010, right? Is that the 2010 Cabernet Franc? Is that right? I only have 70 wines in here. It's not like I'm some genius, you know. Huh?
Yes.
Si, senor? Okay. All right. Yeah, that by itself, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So the trick is to, number one, come out of your comfort zone. If the weenie of the year can come out of the comfort zone and go after that and not gag, and I didn't spit it out.
You did well.
I'm probably
Usually-
not. I'm
usually-
probably not going to finish
Usually
that.
he says, hey, look over there, and it goes like this, and it goes flying back here.
Now, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm probably not
Leaves him
going to.
speechless.
I'm probably not going to finish that. But
Well, that was another glass of wine, obviously.
well, I need a big one,
Yeah.
'cause which I probably should. Why don't I have that bottle? Is there any particular reason why I don't have that bottle? Am I on restriction there,
Pretty much.
Carini? Am I on restriction? Why can't I have that bottle? The bottle. Why? It's like you're just leaving it over there, and I got hardly any here. And if I'm going to die, I don't
That means
think
you
so.
don't have to touch it, and she's taking it back home again.
Yeah, I'm. That's what I'm seeing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm losing. That's unbelievable. Are you sure? Okay, it is, and Super Sonoma. You
Super
did really
Sonoma.
good. Thank you. Well, I'm a big Cab Franc guy.
I like Cab Franc too.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to throw a teaser out for you guys. Those of you that are tuned in every week and who watch the show, next week's going to be really special. Number one, we've got, without a doubt, if you don't know, do not do it now, because I don't want you to leave the screen to go do that. Just Google the name. Heidi Barrett is by far one of the renowned winemakers on the planet. No doubt about it. She's won every award you could ever ask for. It's truly amazing. And we're going to get an opportunity to taste her La Serena wines. But here's something that I'm going to have, and I'm putting the sets together, and I'll have them for delivery before Thanksgiving if you want, and for gifts in December for Christmas or Hanukkah or Rosh Hashanah or whatever the
All
hell.
those
I don't
holidays.
know. Anything that you're giving away something. We've got an opportunity, and we're going to grab on to some of her older Syrahs. We tasted, my son Kevin and I, about 2 weeks ago, we tasted her '05 Napa Syrah. That's a 10-year-old.
That's 10 years.
Right? I mean, come on. That should have been a junker all day long.
Yep.
If anybody's book, a 10-year-old Syrah, I mean, just bring one in the tasting room. Let's do a blind tasting. Please, let's just, you know what I mean? It should have been bricky here on the hue, right? Wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, sometimes. Syrah really holds up well, but all said and done, when it's crafted beautifully to start with, you drink it tomorrow or 10 years from now, and it's great. That's pretty unusual.
Oh.
And that's what's so nice about what she does. Is she's a master blender,
Oh.
even of batches within the same varietal,
Incredible.
so that she knows what it's going to be like 6 and 7 years down the road because she anticipates that in the blend.
Yeah. And you could tell that number one, it came from a really good source. You could tell that. You could tell that she took care of it. In other words, she put it in nice oak barrels.
Right.
You know, probably a third new oak. She blended it among the barrels that she was working with. It's not just one barrel in the corner and here we go. It's multiples. And then we aged it nice while it was here. Because it's been here for 6 years of the 10.
And it pretty much sits quiet upstairs in the dark.
It does. Sits quiet in the dark. But I walk over to the bottles every once in a while and go, age, sucker, come on. Let's go. No, they've been sitting here, and there's dust on them because that's what you want. It's a library. That's how you do that. And so the right temperature, and you could tell when you pulled the cork. They were perfect. They were beautiful. It was like a brand new wine. That cork was that good. But the wine was luscious. It was I have to tell you. Well, in a blind tasting, you'd swear it was a cab. You'd go, that's a cab. No problem.
Well, they're big. I mean, they're big style. But again,
amazing. Amazing.
They hold up so well because they age so well, and they're built to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm surprised that happened. I mean, it takes some skill to put that in the bottle in such a way that that'll work.
Yeah.
And not be really nasty up front, and not be really nasty at the back end of those 10 years.
Right.
That speaks to the provenance of the grapes, yes, and also the handling in the cellar.
Yeah. And so we're going to have sets that might go as far back as '04. So you'll have a 4, 5, 6, a 3-bottle set. We'll have 5 and 6, 2-bottle set of the Napa, and I believe of the Barrett Vineyard. And I think there's some from San Ynez, because she did a small run a couple of years of the San Ynez. That was luscious, too.
Nice.
So we've got that coming up, and those will be very exclusive. They'll only be available here, and you guys will have an opportunity to buy them, and then I'm just telling you,
Great
jump on it.
holiday gifts then.
Great. Oh, man.
For yourself.
Well, here's something here's a hint and a secret that I'll give to you guys watching. When you give wine as a gift, give it to someone that you're able to experience the opening of the bottles. That's how I do that. When I give somebody really good wine, I'm doing it for me.
Right, right. Here,
This
Dave,
is
have
not-
this. When can we drink this?
Yeah, I'm not giving it to Uncle Ned so he can put it under his pillow, and then in a rage one day on a Tuesday he's ripping out the bottle and pounds it down. And has no, we're not doing that. It's opening up with me.
So
yeah.
you really don't like Uncle Ned? Does he know that?
He does know
How do
that.
you feel about that?
I feel that yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So, I mean, give gifts to people that you love, but try to enjoy them because those are really special. And also use it in your dinner plans. I mean, there's nothing cooler than putting out 3 bottles, consecutive vintages of the same, juice, the same location, same winemaker, same winery, everything. And you taste them side by side. That's a cool thing.
It's a real education too. You see
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean,
the differences.
Yeah. So here's what I want to do. I want to quickly go back to each one of these, and so I'm going to go back to the brie because we've let the wine open up a little bit, and that changes things. So a little taste of the wine. This is how you do it. So recap of what you're doing. A little bit of the Grenache Blanc, a little bit of the cheese, and then a little bit more of the Grenache Blanc. I even left a little crumb on the top of the glass. How cool is that? And still rocking.
Perfect.
Absolutely dead on. So now we have the Chardonnay TR Elliott 2012 great wine.
I'm jumping into the food first.
And oh man, that's pouring really nice. And a little bit of the tuna. Yum. Oh, that is right on the money. If you had a dinner party, you'd be the hit, man. And if you weren't a white wine drinker, you would dig that. You'd go, I can get to that. That makes more sense.
If they're willing to try it. And once they do, they
Yeah,
bring it
like
over.
right here, okay? Well,
Yeah.
I'm willing to try it. Yeah, Scott tried it all right. He almost fell over, but no, it was good.
Wait, I hear some angels. What's coming up next?
Oh! Amorosa Bella. Don't know the brand really well, but I've heard it was fairly good.
Brought to you by Amorosa Bella. Liquid music in a bottle.
Oh, yum. Let me taste the food. But the wine's so good. Oh, that's the pairing. I'm just telling you, what I know. Wow. That is really okay. All right. And then I'll save this last one just for our finish. Okay? Now, Karina, I got something for you to do, and it's really important that you do it this way. I want you to put up that sign, and then I want you to grab your microphone, and I want you to read what's on the sign, because I can't see it from here, and I don't remember all the words. But I just, before you do it, I just want to I'll set it up.
You are good.
Our son,
Do you want to?
Andrew, who has for many years worked here in the tasting room, and he's a twin. He's got a twin brother, Kevin, and but Andrew is a comedian. I mean, he just really is. He's just funny. And earlier we showed you
Very, very dry humor too.
Oh, totally dry. You don't expect
Deliver it very
his
dry,
delivery
yes.
is good too. And earlier we showed you the Colts, who had the bonehead play of the century on the Patriots game, and we showed you the Three Stooges with a football on their head, kicking it off for their next play, which they're going to do this next weekend, which I can't wait that they're going to do the Three Stooges.
I thought we were tuning into a wine show.
I know, but it's kind of about wine because they were probably whining all day long on how they lost that game because they were stupid. They did the dumbest play on the planet. But I'm playing this. I'm putting this slide up for all you great Americans out there, and you're out there, and especially people like our buddy Mark Davis, who is a great family friend. We've known him since he was a little kid. But he's a great American, and he is in Iraq right now, saving the world, taking care of the embassy. He's doing, like, cool stuff. This guy's the man, big time. But this sign really tells the story of, and it's so outside of the PC world, and I'm so sick of the PC thing. I am really tired of it. And I think a lot of Americans are tired of it. So this is just me on my little rant, but it's for real. And Karina, would you please read what's on that sign?
Better
you guys
yet.
take a look right
Better
now.
yet. We have a professional.
Oh, we got a professional reading that.
Here we
Make
go.
sure you eat that mic so we can hear it. Eat the mic. Yeah, eat the mic. Yeah.
Notice, this home is politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas, God bless America, we salute our flag, and give thanks to our troops. If this offends you, please leave. In God we trust.
Good job. Oh my God, I could not have done it any better. Wow, wow. So I got that today, or the other day from Andrew, and I went, that is so right on. We need this in this country. It's time for us to say, give me a freaking break, will you?
Right.
Let's just, we're going to take care of ourselves. We don't need any of the crazies, right? Well, I love that. Good job. That was, oh man, that was killer. Okay. All right. So I want to thank all you guys for drinking the wine and eating the food. I want to thank Jennifer, our newest associate here in the tasting room. She did all the cooking. This is only her second day.
All the cooking, all the cleaning, what else?
Everything. This is only the second day, and she nailed all 4 of these dishes like butter. But we also have Maggie over here that's here too. What I do is I throw them under the. Oh, look at that! Oh, it's clever.
Yeah.
I throw them under the fire. I just throw them in the fire and go, do it.
Just make it happen.
I did that with Maggie. I go, make me a Hawaiian, and here's the stuff. And she went and did it. So Jennifer did the same thing. It was just awesome. So I've got a great team. I want to thank you for doing that. You did an awesome job. I want to thank Karina for keeping us on track, on camera, on time with everything else. I want to thank our fill-in for over here to take care of the voiceover.
Raven Green.
Yeah, and for the voiceover, that was awesome. It is all about America and us and our country, and we appreciate
And in
that.
God we trust.
That's damn right. And you know what? You can't do this in China. Sorry, you're not going to be able to do it. So, we're kind of unique that way. So I want to thank Dave for being here to eat our food and make me eat that damn blue cheese. I hate blue cheese. Oh, but I did. I didn't cry. I ate blue cheese. Oh, there's some more family members. There we go. Yeah, they come in the house. There we go. Yeah, so thank you, Dave.
Of course.
If you just tuned in and you were like late because you didn't know what the hell you're doing, next week I've got Heidi Barrett in the house. If you're not here, you're square. That's the big problem. And you have to make a reservation if you want to be sitting down here because the place is going to be crazy busy and we'll be packed. We've got Heidi Barrett and some amazing wines we're going to taste. Maybe a library or 2. Ooh, we'll see.
Could be. Bring your library card.
Yeah, bring your library card, and you'll have to sit up there in the library if you're late. So this is where you discover wine one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma.
Hey.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. Don't forget Heidi Barrett next week.
Heidi
Bye
Barrett.
for now.